Ever had your TSA-approved snacks or carry-on food confiscated at airport security? Or maybe you've thrown away expensive food items because you weren't sure about the TSA food carry-on rules? You're not alone. The TSA rules for food are a maze of confusing restrictions that most travelers don't fully understand. But what if I told you there are insider secrets to getting your favorite airplane snacks through TSA without any hassle? In this video, I'm going to reveal the complete list of TSA rules for food that airlines don't want you to know. You'll discover exactly what food you can pack in your suitcase, what food can you bring through security, and the exceptions to the TSA 311 rule that even frequent flyers miss. Whether you're wondering about food in carry-on bags or what snacks are allowed by TSA, this guide covers it all. These tips will help you avoid common airport security mistakes, save money, prevent food waste, and make your travel experience much more enjoyable. Let's dive into the definitive guide on TSA food rules for checked and carry-on bags that will completely transform how you pack for your next flight. The Luggage Factor, the secret that changes everything. Before we get into specific foods, here's something crucial most travelers overlook. Whether you pack food in a checked bag or carry-on makes all the difference. This simple decision determines what you can bring and in what quantities. For new flyers, let me quickly explain. A carry-on bag is small enough to fit in the overhead compartment on the plane. A checked bag goes underneath the aircraft in the cargo hold. This distinction is critical because carry-on bags face much stricter security measures since you have access to them during the flight. Remember the 311 rule. Any liquid, gel, cream, aerosol, or paste in your carry-on must be in 3.4-ounce containers or smaller, all fitting into one quart-sized clear bag, with one bag allowed per passenger. But here's where it gets interesting. Many foods you wouldn't expect are classified as liquids by the TSA, and there are some surprising exceptions you probably don't know about. Secret number 1. Foods you can pack without restrictions. TSA-approved snacks. Let's start with the good news. These TSA-approved snacks and food allowed on planes can go in either your checked or carry-on bag with absolutely no limitations. Solid snacks, bread, cookies, crackers, and solid candy, including gummy bears surprisingly. Protein-rich items, cooked meat, solid cheese, and fresh eggs. Yes, actual eggs. Breakfast basics, cereal and solid chocolate, coffee and tea, coffee beans, ground coffee, and dry tea, plus an empty coffee thermos. Travel-friendly foods, sandwiches, pies, cakes, and even pizza. Healthy options, dried fruits, nuts, and protein energy powders. Miscellaneous, solid pet food, both dry and moist, salt and dry spices. These are all perfect carry-on snacks that won't cause any issues with airport security. Think these are all obvious? Wait until you see what's not on this list. Secret number 2. The liquid foods that will surprise you. Now for the tricky part. These foods are perfectly fine in your checked bag, but become problematic in your carry-on because the TSA classifies them as liquids. The spreads: peanut butter, hummus, and creamy cheese. Yes, peanut butter is officially a liquid according to TSA. The sweet stuff: honey, jam, jelly, maple syrup, and ice cream. The condiments: salad dressing, oils, vinegars, gravy, salsa, and sauces. The beverages: juice, soda, and bottled water. The unexpected: yogurt, soup, and wet pet food. But here's what most travelers don't realize. If you really want these items in your carry-on, you can bring them in containers of 3.4 ounces or less that fit in your quart-size bag. Perfect for sample sizes or travel portions. And here's a pro tip many miss. Instead of buying expensive bottled water after security, bring an empty water bottle through security and fill it at a water fountain or filtered water station, which most modern airports now offer. Wondering about alcohol? There's a secret there too. Secret number 3. The alcohol rules nobody tells you. The rules for alcoholic beverages are surprisingly specific. High-proof spirits, 24 to 70% alcohol, limited to 5 liters, 1.3 gallons, per passenger in checked bags and must be an unopened retail packaging lower alcohol beverages, under 24%. No quantity limitations in checked bags. Mini bottles can go in your carry-on if they fit in your quart-size liquids bag. Absolute no-go. Anything over 70% alcohol, 140 proof, is prohibited in all luggage. This is especially useful knowledge if you're bringing back local wines or spirits from your travels. But what about foods that seem solid but might cause problems? Let me reveal those next. Secret number 4. The gray area foods that cause confusion. These items have special considerations that most travelers completely miss. Canned foods. While technically allowed in carry-ons, they often trigger additional screening because of how they appear on X-rays. This can result in delays or even confiscation. Better to pack these in checked bags. Fresh fruits and vegetables. Generally allowed in both bags unless they're in liquid or gel form. But here's the catch most people don't know. If you're flying from Hawaii, Puerto Rico, or the U.S. Virgin Islands to the mainland U.S., most fresh produce is prohibited due to agricultural restrictions. Frozen foods. Fresh meat, seafood, and other frozen items are allowed in both bags. But ice packs are subject to a rule that trips up many travelers. Wait until you hear about this next insider secret. Secret number 5. The ice pack loophole. If you're using ice or ice packs to keep food cold, they must be completely frozen solid when going through security. If they're partially melted, slushy, or have liquid at the bottom, they'll be rejected. But here's the exception most people don't know about. If you're using gel ice packs to keep medication cool, they are allowed to be partially melted. Just inform the TSA officer that you have medication so they can properly inspect it. Another clever alternative? You can use dry ice to pack frozen perishables, limited to 5 pounds. But it must be properly vented, packed, and marked. And now, possibly the most surprising food-related TSA rule of all. Secret number 6. The lobster exception. Believe it or not, you can bring a live lobster through security and onto the plane. It needs to be in a clear, spill-proof container, and the TSA will inspect it at the checkpoint. However, while TSA allows it, individual airlines might have different policies. Always check with your airline before showing up with your crustacean companion. Are you traveling with babies or young children? There's a special exception you need to know. Secret number 7. The baby food. Exception that helps all parents. Formula, breast milk, juice, and water for babies are allowed in reasonable quantities in your carry-on bags, and they're exempt from the 3-1-1 rule. This means these items can exceed the 3.4-ounce limit. Pro tip that many parents miss. You don't even need to be traveling with your child to bring formula or breast milk through security. This is especially helpful for parents who are pumping while traveling for work. Just remember to remove these items from your carry-on for separate screening. The final secret. TSA has the final say. Despite everything I've shared, there's one last truth all travelers must know. TSA officers have the final authority on what passes through security. Even if an item is on the allowed list, officers can reject anything they deem suspicious or problematic. The best approach? When in doubt, pack it in your checked bag or leave it at home. Now you know the insider secrets to navigating TSA food rules like a pro traveler. This complete list of what food can you bring through security will save you from wasting food, losing money on confiscated items, and experiencing unnecessary stress at security. Have you ever had food confiscated by the TSA that you thought was allowed? What are your favorite airplane snacks TSA approves of? Share your experience in the comments below. And if you found these tips about TSA rules for food, what can I pack on a plane helpful? Hit that like button and join our community for more insider travel secrets that the industry doesn't want you to know. Safe travels, and remember, knowledge is your best travel companion.